follow up on Annie's question. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about Bob's talk to you guys in Arizona, but the next day you guys had a players meeting as well. It seemed like a lot came out of that as well. So again, the question, like, what have you seen about this group of guys? And
yeah, I mean, I think that the players meeting was obviously good as well. The next day it was, just reiterating what Bob said. I think, Manny's done a great job with really leading this team. He's been that guy that the Padres signed to really lead this organization, to lead this team, and I think with what he said, just following what Bob said that day was really good. And hearing it from a guy like that who's an MVP candidate means a lot more. Not more than Bob, but just means a lot. From a teammate like that, to say something like that, really gets you motivated and really gets you ready for the game.
Well, thanks a lot.
Good. Thanks, man.
Bob Melvin will be in short.
And he was in and out. Gone. Everything good, guys?
Yeah.
Everything good? Good?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Oh, good. All right. Can you have him come out for a minute? Did you mute the other mics? Oh, okay. No, it's just there's just, I guess this room is really echoey, or it's just really ambient, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably the mic that's picking up a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, it's picking up a, yeah. It's just what am I saying? It's the ambient sound in the room is being picked up even though nothing's being said.
Yeah.
But that's okay, it's okay, it's good.
I'll take a listen.
As long as you muted the other mics, that's perfect. Yeah, that's cool.
bench goes, you haven't used them a whole lot here in the postseason. You did a great job of using them all season long, but I know postseason is a different beast, but still, we need those guys. How do you keep them sharp?
It's hard to do. We're gonna, maybe one move off the bench, maybe a defensive move. Hasn't really showed up a whole lot. Bell or Drury, Sugar coming in maybe defensively, pinch run. Alfaro's had such an impact on this team all year, but with Nola behind there and the scheduling of this, who's pitching for us, it's hard to use him, but they have to stay ready because something could transpire over the course of a game where they're needed, and it's probably going to be in a prominent role if it gets to that. So do the best they can, in the cage, simulating game speed, velo, stuff like that, always trying to stay ready. It's not an easy job.
Okay, with that, Bryce?
Just the position Joe will be in tomorrow night, win or lose tonight, either the hometown guy is in the spot that could, clinch moving on, or he's saving the season at that point. What about Joe being in that position in either of those scenarios?
It feels like it's kind of meant to be, right? I mean, from getting the opening day assignment or the opening night assignment this year, the way he pitched, the reception he got coming off the field, it seems like, he was the guy when, the season started, and has even put himself into it more so. So it's really cool to watch when you have a hometown guy that embraces and is embraced as he is by the city, and his teammates and everybody in the clubhouse. It almost seems like it's kind of meant to be for him to pitch one of these games.
Next question, we'll go to Bill, all right?
Bob, you talked about the fans here at the park, but as you were maybe got up early today and got a cup of coffee or drove in for the game, what could you tell about how the city was embracing the team?
Well, depending on what time you get here, and I get here awfully early, so I don't see a ton of it, but you can just kind of feel the vibe here almost before every game, whether it's, such great proximity to kind of the fabric of San Diego, that you would think today it's just going to be off the charts. It's almost like, a football game where tailgating and all going on. I think most of these places are going to be packed well before the game starts, and just showing up as a fan for a game like this is going to be exciting 2 hours before the game. So we'll feel it, but my guess is there's going to be some the crowd's gonna probably get here a little bit earlier today.
I don't mean this to come off rudely, because A's fans are awesome, but what's this year been like compared to last year, just in terms of being in a ballpark atmosphere and environment?
Yeah, A's fans are fantastic. You know, maybe it's not every night, but when there's a playoff game or there's, you know, a big game, they are pretty spirited there. The difference here is it's every night. So, you know, there are a lot of things to like about coming here to a game here. You know, everything that goes on around the ballpark, that doesn't happen in Oakland either. So it's kind of the gold standard as far as just every night passion, and it's been great to be a part of.
Next question, we'll go here on the left.
Bob, with Blake's success against the Dodgers, both with Tampa and here, is there anything about the way he pitches? I know his stuff is pretty elite, but you know that you can kind of hone in on that might be a part of that.
Look, when he's throwing the ball over the plate and he's throwing hard and his slider's working, and I think it's that way against any team. He's a tough guy to hit. You know, there have been times where maybe his command's off a little bit. You know, he's very mechanical in how he does things. Rhythm is a big part of what he does. Sometimes he gets out of that, and, you know, the ball doesn't go where he wants it to. But when he's got it working as far as that goes, I think it's basically the same for every team. So he's pitching great games against these guys, like you said, the World Series. That should create some confidence, but he just kind of insulates in how he feels and the mechanics and, you know, kind of the flow of what he's doing. It's a little different than maybe some other starters.
Thanks, Bob.
Right.
Joe Musgrove at 145.
Okay. 15 minutes. Cool.
Yes. Can I start with it? Yeah, because I know what I want.
That one homer might hurt you. Gonna go over here, Andy?
Joe, Jake Peavy was pretty outspoken in defense of you about what happened Sunday against the Mets, and he's going to throw out the first pitch tomorrow. What does it mean for a guy to have that kind of respect for you, a guy that you idolized growing up?
Yeah, it's pretty cool to, you know, to have support. There's a lot of guys that I saw Mike Lowell, you know, stepped up to defend me. Ripken, a lot of those guys that were on that network, you know, really had my back in that situation. And, you know, those are all guys that played the game and guys that have been around it. I don't know how much baseball Brian Kenny's played. And, you know, I feel like I take the opinion of those other guys a lot more than his. So, yeah, it was a little bit hurtful what he said, but to have a guy like Jake stand up for me, and a guy that's pitched in those moments and knows what that's like, knows how, you know, certain moments can elevate you to a certain level. You know, the same way I'm sure that Brian gets when he goes on TV, it's a lot different. You know, you elevate and you rise to the moment, and it was nice to have a guy like PV, you know, have my back, especially with the connection I've had.
Has that soured your playoff run so far? Just what happened there on Sunday? Is it kind of just taking it down a notch?
No, I mean, you know, the guys in that clubhouse and, you know, the guys that I'm playing for, and they all know, you know, what it was. You know, they believe me, they trust me. They know what it takes to perform in those moments. So that's the ultimate thing that, you know, I want is the respect and trust of those guys. You know, the outside world's going to have their opinions one way or another. So I've kind of moved past it. I'm not really, you know, hanging on it too much.
Okay, we're going to go here in the second row. Hi, Joe. I would like to know what were your thoughts about the umpires when they went to check your ears the other day?
I don't know. Not much thought really. It kind of surprised me for a minute, but at that point in the game, man, you know, I'm 6 innings in. I'm so focused, and I know I'm coming up on the end of the line here within the next inning or two. So, you know, I saw it as a chance for them to try to throw me out of rhythm. So I really tried not to get too emotionally involved and attached into that moment. And just let them do their check. I know they're not going to find anything. Let them do their check, let it pass, and just get right back to work. And at that point in the game, man, I felt so confident and I was so dialed in, like they were not going to hit me that night. And I think that, you know, that check kind of motivated me a little more and pushed me a little bit. And I think my spin rates and everything went up even more after the check. It just kind of, it really fired me up to finish off the outing and kind of stick it to them. So, yeah.
We'll go down here in front to AJ.
There has been a lot of noise around that. I know you said you saw the opinions of some guys. Like, how have you managed to tune out that noise, or have you? Is that something that you've been trying to, given that these are some of the most important starts you've had, have you tried to tune that out? Or
Yeah, I mean, you can't completely eliminate it. Everyone's got feelings and emotions, and I was pretty offended and hurt by, him going on the biggest platform in baseball in MLB Network and spewing the things that he did, especially without the evidence and proof that he had. It was more so the passion in his voice and, the drive and determination to win his side of the argument when he didn't really have much to stand on. That bothered me, but you can't get attached to it. As much as it offended me, I'm moving past it. That was one outing, and I got a bigger task in front of me right now tomorrow. So, trying to remove those emotions and just focus purely on the task at hand is what I'm trying to do best.
New York, you said you embraced the moment. Tomorrow will be even bigger, I assume, given the situation.
Yeah.
Embrace it. How do you temper your emotions tomorrow?
Yeah, it's a different atmosphere. I mean, being on the road, you can try to act as if the cheers and the loud noise is for you, but it's not. You hear all the comments and the things that fans are screaming. Tomorrow I know it's going to be a lot of positive cheers and a lot of screaming for me and the team. So, it's probably going to be a little bit more emotional. So there'll be something I'll have to manage, but that's stuff I'm going to make myself really aware of. Tonight when I'm prepping and getting ready for the start tomorrow is going over any situation, the excitement, the joy, the struggle, whatever it might be that I'll encounter. I feel like I'll be ready for it.
Well, let's get Jesse.
Jake, have you had any chance, Joe, to meet Jake or talk to Jake over the years? I feel like I remember you saying you hadn't met him. Has that changed?
No, I haven't. I think we probably exchanged a few messages through somebody else, but I haven't gotten to sit down and talk with him and visit. But I think I'm going to be around today or tomorrow maybe, so hopefully I'll get a chance to say what's up to him.
We're going to go back down here to AJ. Right.
I asked you this the other night, but maybe a couple more days recollection. Like, do you remember where you were, what you were doing the last time the Padres were in the playoffs, or what the city was like, or anything about that? I think you may have been like 12 or 13 at the time.
Oh man, I was pretty young at the time, and at 12 years old, I had a lot of things going on that I was interested in. So I don't even know how extremely passionate I was. I know I was excited about the Padres being in the playoffs, and I more remember celebrating the moment with my dad at home watching the game than I remember what the jitter and the excitement and the noise was about around the city.
Okay, we're going over there, Bill, to the right.
I wonder if you have any vague recollection of the first time and how old you were when you yelled "Beat LA," and whether the city can get behind that, whether they follow the Padres closely or not.
Yeah, I remember at Qualcomm I think it was a Dodgers series, but Phil Nevin was hitting BP, and I had gone in early with one of my buddies to watch batting practice, and my parents had walked me in, got me situated, and then I think somebody ran back to the car to grab the rest of the people and come in, so we were sitting in the outfield watching BP, and the kid Nevin hits a ball in the cup holder a few rows to my left, and me and this other kid are staring at it from side to side, and we're both waiting for someone to make the first move. It was a mad dash to get to the ball. I think I got to it first. He tried to pull it out of my hand. We ended up getting this little tussle, and I punched the kid. I think it might have been the first kid I ever punched. And I punched the kid, and I kind of looked at him like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? And I got booted out by one of the security guards. So I think that was my first Dodger game, was getting kicked out. I was able to come back in with my parents and whatnot, but yeah, he wasn't too happy about us getting into it. No one had parents around either, so just two kids fighting in the outfield.
Down in front. Down in front. Thank you. That's okay.
What station are you in?
Promotion manager. You got you do the short straw. Ed, Roberto, Ed.
I've met her. Yeah. Charger. It's way back when.
And you're on the same for the satellite stuff and all that.
Just see station.
For him. No worries.
Okay. Lombard, I think, has my big plate. So I got 17 minutes. So I just put copies on there and talk about that.
You getting the audio okay?
I haven't started yet.
Oh, okay. You want to do a mic check real quick?
Well, I'm sure I'll
You guys got how many?
So what we can do.
Yeah, put it right here.
So we can do is we'll come over here. Hit this corner. You and I can go on those.
Yeah, it's made my life a lot easier.
Somebody thought of something good. Oh yeah, no worries, man. I'm just making sure everybody gets the. We're the pool, so gotta help.
For bringing up my.
Is that mine?
Yes.
Oh, is it plugged in? I'm just gonna leave it all right now.
Oh. Find a workaround.
See you guys.
The laptop is close to me. Right.